Good morning. I want you to imagine a simple routine, something almost invisible in its simplicity, yet powerful beyond measure. It's the act of watching every morning. Now, what does that mean? To watch every morning is not just about opening your eyes. It's about opening your mind. It's about being present in a way most people are not. It's about choosing to observe the world around you with intention, curiosity, and openness. Every morning, you are handed a new opportunity. A fresh page, a chance to reset what you thought yesterday meant and rewrite your story for today. But too often we rush, we wake up, check our phones, scroll through noise, and move on without really watching what's right in front of us. To watch every morning means to tune into the small details, the sunlight filtering through your window, the way your breath rises and falls, the sounds that fill the silence before the day begins. It's in these moments that clarity grows. It's where you find your purpose before the world demands your attention. When you watch every morning, you begin to see patterns. You begin to understand what truly matters. You discover the difference between what is urgent and what is important. And that changes everything. Because here's the truth. You can't lead or inspire others if you haven't first learned to lead and inspire yourself. You can't build trust or connection if you don't know who you are at the start of each day. So, watch every morning. Watch your thoughts, watch your emotions, watch the opportunities waiting quietly for you to notice them. This simple act of awareness will become your compass. And over time, watching every morning doesn't just change your day, it changes your life. Beginning each day with intentional presence and awareness is a practice that transforms not only how we experience mornings, but how we engage with life itself. It means shifting from a state of automatic routine or distraction into a deliberate, conscious act of being fully awake, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. This simple yet profound shift has the power to recalibrate your mindset, center your focus, and lay a foundation for everything that follows. Most people wake up and immediately drift into autopilot. Their minds jump to do lists, worries, emails, or the endless scroll of social media feeds. This kind of waking is not truly waking. It's a continuation of the previous day's noise. Intentional presence, on the other hand, is the act of pausing at the very start of your day to simply be aware of where you are, how you feel, and what is around you. It's an invitation to step out of the chaos and into a space of calm observation. To cultivate this presence requires practice and patience. It might start with something as simple as noticing your breath the moment you open your eyes. Feeling the rise and fall of air entering and leaving your lungs roots you in the here and now. From this foundation, you can expand your awareness to include the sensations of your body, the weight of your limbs, the texture of the sheets, the temperature of the room. These small acts anchor you in reality, away from the distractions of internal chatter or external pressures. Intentional presence is not about forcing yourself to think positively or to perform some ideal version of a morning routine. It's about showing up authentically for yourself. It's about acknowledging where you truly are, whether that's feeling tired, anxious, hopeful, or anything in between, without judgment or resistance. This acceptance creates a space where clarity can emerge naturally. When you stop fighting your own experience and begin to observe it with curiosity, you open the door to understanding and insight. Awareness extends beyond internal sensations to include the world around you. As you become more present, you start to notice details often overlooked. The soft glow of dawn through your window, the gentle hum of morning birds, the subtle changes in light and shadow. These observations connect you to a larger rhythm, a sense of time unfolding that exists regardless of your worries or plans. This connection grounds you and reminds you that you are part of something bigger than yourself. There is a neurological basis to this practice as well. When you begin the day with mindfulness and awareness, you activate areas of your brain responsible for focus, emotional regulation, and executive function. This means you are better equipped to handle challenges, make decisions, and respond with intention rather than reactivity. Over time, consistent practice rewires your brain, making presence and awareness your default state rather than a rare exception. Intentional presence also impacts how you interact with others throughout your day. When you start by being fully present with yourself, you carry that centeredness into your relationships. You listen more deeply, respond more thoughtfully, and engage more authentically. This ripple effect enhances not only your personal well-being, but also the quality of your connections. Many people struggle with mornings because they are filled with distractions and pressures, checking news, rushing to meet deadlines, juggling responsibilities. Intentional presence slows this down. It offers a moment to realign your priorities before external demands take over. It's an opportunity to set a tone of calm, focus, and purpose that influences the entire day. Building this habit doesn't require hours of meditation or elaborate rituals. It can be as brief as a minute of focused breathing or a few moments spent noticing the sensations of waking up. The key is consistency. Showing up for this practice every morning, even on days when it feels difficult or unnecessary. Like any skill, presence grows stronger the more you exercise it. Another important aspect of intentional presence is recognizing the difference between doing and being. Modern culture often emphasizes productivity and achievement, pushing us to move quickly from one task to the next. But beginning your day with presence reminds you that your worth is not tied to what you accomplish. It reminds you to honor the simple state of being alive, awake, and aware. When you cultivate this mindset, mornings become more than just a transition from sleep to activity. They become a sacred time, reset button, a moment of stillness before the world demands your energy. This shift creates space for creativity, insight, and resilience to emerge organically. Intentional presence also empowers you to respond to life's uncertainties with greater ease. When you start your day grounded and aware, you are less likely to be swept away by stress or fear. Instead, you approach challenges with a clear mind and an open heart. This ability to stay centered amidst chaos is a hallmark of emotional intelligence and effective leadership. Incorporating intentional presence into your morning routine can take many forms depending on your preferences and circumstances. Some might find value in journaling a few lines about their current state of mind. Others might choose to step outside and feel the fresh air on their skin, grounding themselves in nature. Still, others might prefer a few moments of silent meditation or gentle stretching to awaken the body and mind. The common thread across all these practices is the deliberate choice to pause and engage fully with the present moment. This choice honors your humanity and sets the tone for a day lived with intention rather than habit. By embracing intentional presence and awareness at the start of each day, you lay a foundation of calm, clarity, and connection. This foundation supports your ability to navigate the complexities of life with greater ease and purpose. It also nurtures your capacity to lead yourself and others with authenticity and empathy. Most importantly, beginning the day with presence is a radical act of self-care and self-respect. It acknowledges that you deserve moments of stillness and attention amidst the noise and rush of modern life. It reminds you that before you can give your best to others, you must first be fully present with yourself. When you make this practice a priority, you create a ripple effect that touches every aspect of your life. Your mornings become a source of strength and inspiration rather than stress and overwhelm. You move through your day with a grounded sense of who you are and what you stand for. Intentional presence is not about perfection or getting it right. It's about commitment to yourself, to your growth, and to living each day as fully as possible. It's an invitation to start every morning as a fresh beginning with openness and curiosity. This practice encourages you to slow down just enough to notice what really matters, to connect with your inner world and the world around you, to find peace in the simple act of being awake. Over time, this presence becomes more natural and effortless. You start to carry it beyond the morning hours into every moment of your life. You become less reactive and more responsive, less distracted and more focused, less overwhelmed and more centered. This shift profoundly impacts your sense of fulfillment and happiness. It allows you to experience life's richness more deeply, to savor the small joys, and to navigate difficulties with grace. Intentional presence in the morning sets the stage for all of this. It is the quiet, powerful practice that invites you to watch with fresh eyes, to listen with an open heart, and to live with intention from the very first breath of your day. Noticing the small details that reveal clarity and purpose is an essential practice that transforms the way we see ourselves and the world around us. These small details often go unnoticed in the rush of daily life, yet they hold the key to unlocking deeper understanding and meaningful direction. When you learn to pay attention to the subtle signals, patterns, and moments that surround you, you begin to gain insights that can guide your decisions, fuel your motivation, and connect you to a larger purpose. Most people are conditioned to focus on the big picture, the headline goals, major milestones, or urgent problems, but neglect the finer points that actually create the foundation for meaningful progress. Small details are like threads woven into a tapestry. If you ignore them, the whole picture loses its depth and clarity. Conversely, when you begin to notice these details, your perspective sharpens and a clearer vision of your path emerges. One of the reasons small details matter is that they often carry important emotional and cognitive information. For example, the way your body feels during a certain activity can tell you a lot about what energizes or drains you. The subtle expressions of people around you can reveal their true feelings beyond what they say. The small successes or setbacks you encounter in your daily routine serve as feedback loops that help you adjust your course. Developing the habit of noticing requires slowing down and cultivating a mindset of curiosity. Instead of rushing through your day on autopilot, intentionally tune in to the nuances of your experience. This might mean paying attention to the tone of your own thoughts. Are they supportive or critical? Are you focused on fear or possibility? It might mean observing the environment around you with fresh eyes, seeing colors, sounds, and movements that usually escape your notice. When you consistently notice small details, you become more attuned to the signals your intuition sends you. Intuition is not some mysterious, disconnected force. It is your brain's way of synthesizing countless pieces of information, often outside your conscious awareness. The details you observe feed into this intuitive process, giving you a richer dataset from which to draw insight and wisdom. In practice, noticing small details can translate into powerful shifts in how you approach your work and life goals. For instance, you might discover that certain tasks or interactions consistently leave you feeling fulfilled, while others drain your energy. These small observations help clarify what aligns with your values and strengths. Over time, you can prioritize what truly matters and let go of what doesn't, which increases your effectiveness and satisfaction. Furthermore, small details often reveal opportunities that would otherwise go unnoticed. While major opportunities are usually advertised loudly, the subtle ones are hidden in plain sight in a brief conversation. A quiet change in market trends, or an emerging pattern in customer feedback. Being attentive to these clues allows you to act proactively rather than reactively, giving you a strategic advantage. The practice of noticing details also enhances creativity. When you open yourself to the richness of your surroundings and inner experience, you invite new ideas and connections to emerge. Inspiration often comes from unexpected places, a phrase overheard, a color combination, a feeling sparked by nature. These sparks ignite innovation when you have trained yourself to pay attention to them. On a deeper level, noticing details cultivates gratitude and appreciation. When you are aware of the small blessings around you, a warm cup of coffee, a kind gesture, a moment of silence, you nurture a sense of abundance. This mindset shift impacts your overall happiness and resilience, making you less likely to get overwhelmed by challenges. From a leadership perspective, the ability to notice details that others miss is a hallmark of emotional intelligence. Leaders who pay attention to the subtle moods of their teams, the informal dynamics at play, and the undercurrents of organizational culture can intervene thoughtfully before small issues escalate. This attentiveness builds trust and fosters a more supportive environment. It's important to remember that noticing details does not mean becoming obsessive or caught in minutiae that distract from the bigger goals. Instead, it's about balancing awareness of the small with clarity on the large. The key is to use the insights from details as guideposts information that informs your choices and clarifies your purpose without overwhelming you. Training yourself to notice details begins with simple daily practices. One method is journaling, writing down observations about your day, your feelings, interactions, and outcomes. This practice helps externalize what might otherwise be fleeting and allows you to detect patterns over time. Another method is mindfulness, which strengthens your ability to focus on the present moment and notice subtle sensory experiences. Reflecting regularly on what you notice also deepens the impact. Ask yourself questions like, what small moments today gave me energy? What signals did I ignore that I might pay attention to next time? How do these details align with my long-term goals and values? This reflection creates a feedback loop that reinforces your awareness and sharpens your sense of purpose. Technology can both hinder and help this process. On one hand, constant notifications and digital distractions can pull your attention away from the present moment. On the other hand, tools like habit trackers, mood journals, or even simple reminders to pause can support your intention to notice. The key is to use technology mindfully as a tool, not a distraction. When you become skilled at noticing the details that reveal clarity and purpose, you begin to experience a deeper connection to your life's meaning. It's as if a fog lifts, and you can see the path ahead more clearly. You no longer feel lost or overwhelmed by ambiguity because the small clues provide steady guidance. This ability also strengthens your resilience. When challenges arise, you can look closely at the details of the situation, the facts, the emotions, the available resources instead of reacting impulsively. This grounded approach helps you find solutions that are thoughtful and effective, rather than hasty or avoidant. Moreover, noticing details fosters humility. It reminds you that no matter how much you plan or control, life is full of subtle influences and shifts that require ongoing attention. This awareness keeps you flexible and open to learning, which is crucial for growth and adaptation. In relationships, paying attention to the small signals, a tone of voice, a fleeting expression, an unspoken need creates deeper empathy and connection. When others feel truly seen and understood, trust flourishes and collaboration becomes more authentic and productive. Small details also serve as milestones along your journey. Celebrating these minor victories keeps you motivated and reminds you that progress often happens in incremental steps rather than giant leaps. This perspective sustains you during long-term projects or periods of uncertainty. In essence, noticing small details that reveal clarity and purpose is about cultivating a refined lens through which you view your life. It's about becoming a careful observer, a thoughtful interpreter, and a wise navigator. This refined awareness enriches every moment and empowers you to live intentionally. When you approach each day with this mindset, you develop a deeper understanding of who you are, what you value, and where you want to go. The details become signposts, illuminating your unique path and helping you move forward with confidence and meaning. This practice is not reserved for special occasions or extraordinary circumstances. It is accessible to anyone willing to slow down, look closely, and listen carefully. It is a daily invitation to awaken from autopilot and engage fully with the richness of life. As you deepen this practice, you may notice that clarity and purpose are not distant goals to chase, but qualities that emerge naturally when you attune to the present moment. The more you notice, the more you understand, and the more you act with intention. Differentiating between what is urgent and what is truly important is a fundamental skill that can dramatically change the way we manage our time, energy, and focus. In a world full of constant distractions, competing demands, and fast-paced environments, the ability to distinguish urgency from importance is essential for making wise decisions, reducing stress, and achieving meaningful progress. Urgency often screams loudly. It demands immediate attention, pulls at our emotions, and creates a sense of pressure. When something is urgent, it feels as though if we don't act now, consequences will follow. This can be helpful in certain situations: fire alarms, emergencies, deadlines that cannot be missed. But when urgency dominates our daily lives without pause, it leads to reactive behavior and burnout. Importance, on the other hand, is quieter but more powerful. Important tasks and decisions align with our long-term goals, values, and purpose. They contribute to growth, fulfillment, and lasting impact. However, important things rarely demand immediate action in the way urgent things do. This means that without conscious effort, important tasks can easily be overshadowed or postponed in favor of urgent, but less meaningful activities. Learning to differentiate between the two starts with awareness and reflection. It requires stepping back from the busyness and evaluating each task or demand through a thoughtful lens. One useful way to approach this is by asking, does this need to be done right now, or can it wait? And more importantly, does this move me closer to my deeper goals and values? The distinction is often clarified through frameworks like the Eisenhower matrix, which separates tasks into 4 categories: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. This matrix helps visualize how many tasks that appear urgent may actually have little significance in the bigger picture. Conversely, important tasks may not feel urgent but are critical to long-term success and satisfaction. When urgency dominates your schedule, you are likely to be in a constant state of stress and distraction. Your focus is hijacked by crises, interruptions, and last-minute requests. This reactive mode limits your ability to think strategically or invest in high-impact activities. Over time, this cycle can drain your energy, reduce your creativity, and diminish your sense of control. In contrast, prioritizing importance requires intention and discipline. It means creating space in your day to work on what truly matters, even when it does not scream for your immediate attention. This might involve setting aside time for planning, learning, relationship building, or self-care. These important activities build the foundation for sustainable success and well-being. A key challenge is that urgency often triggers emotional responses like anxiety, fear, or guilt. When we feel these emotions, it is easy to mistake urgency for importance because the pressure feels real and immediate. However, emotional intensity is not always a reliable indicator of true priority. Training yourself to pause and assess calmly can prevent being swept away by false urgencies. Another important aspect is communication and boundary setting. Many urgent requests come from others who may not understand your priorities or timeline. Learning to say no or negotiate deadlines protects your focus on important work. This requires confidence and clarity about your values and goals, so you can explain why certain tasks take precedence or why you need time to deliver quality results. Technology plays a complex role in this dynamic. Smartphones, emails, and instant messaging create a steady stream of notifications that simulate urgency. The brain responds to these alerts as if they are emergencies, even when they are trivial. Managing these digital distractions by turning off non-essential notifications, batching communication, or setting Do Not Disturb periods can help preserve attention for important tasks. Differentiating urgency from importance also involves recognizing when urgent matters are truly important. Emergencies like health crises, critical business issues, or family needs require immediate action and must be addressed promptly. The key is to avoid confusing every urgent demand with these genuine priorities. This skill improves with experience and self-awareness. Reflecting on past situations can reveal patterns where you allowed urgency to dictate your actions and what consequences resulted. Did responding to every urgent email improve your outcomes or simply increase stress? Did postponing important projects delay your progress? These reflections help refine your judgment. Mindfulness practices support this differentiation by cultivating a habit of observing your reactions before acting. When you notice a sense of urgency arising, you can take a moment to breathe, assess, and choose your response rather than reacting impulsively. This pause creates space for wise decision, making aligned with your deeper purpose. The impact of mastering this skill extends beyond productivity. It influences your overall quality of life. When you prioritize importance over urgency, you experience greater peace, satisfaction, and a sense of accomplishment. You reduce the chaos and gain control over how you spend your time and energy. Leadership effectiveness is deeply connected to this ability. Leaders who manage urgency and importance well can focus their teams on strategic objectives rather than firefighting. They create environments where long-term vision guides daily work, fostering innovation and resilience. They also model healthy work habits that prevent burnout and promote well-being. On a personal level, differentiating urgency from importance helps maintain balance between work, relationships, and self-care. Important relationships and personal growth often require time and attention that don't have immediate deadlines but are vital for happiness and fulfillment. Recognizing these needs and prioritizing them amidst urgent demands strengthens your support system and inner resources. Practically, developing this skill might involve planning your day around your most important tasks, tackling them during peak energy periods, and protecting that time from interruptions. It also involves regularly reviewing your goals and values to ensure your actions align with what truly matters. Sometimes this means letting go of certain urgent tasks that are neither important nor beneficial. Learning to delegate, delay, or eliminate such tasks frees up mental and physical capacity for high-impact work. Cultivating patience is also part of the process. Important outcomes often take time to develop, and their impact may not be immediately visible. Recognizing this helps you stay committed to important work even when it feels slow or less urgent than daily distractions. Moreover, by differentiating urgency and importance, you improve your emotional regulation. You become less reactive and more proactive, responding to challenges with a calm and strategic mindset. This improves your problem-solving skills and reduces stress. Your ability to differentiate these two forces also shapes your identity. It reinforces your values, priorities, and the kind of person you want to be. It is a form of self-leadership that builds confidence and integrity. Teaching this distinction to others, whether colleagues, family members, or friends, can elevate collective focus and effectiveness. It creates a culture where thoughtful prioritization replaces frantic busyness. Ultimately, recognizing the difference between urgency and importance allows you to lead a more intentional, purposeful life. It shifts you from being a reactive participant in your circumstances to an active creator of your journey. The clarity gained through this practice is liberating. It helps you say yes to what matters most and no to distractions that dilute your energy. This awareness transforms how you relate to time, not as an enemy to be conquered, but as a resource to be stewarded wisely. It invites you to focus on the few things that make a real difference rather than many things that create noise. This ability is not static. It requires ongoing attention and adjustment as life's demands evolve. Cultivating this discernment sharpens your judgment and deepens your understanding of what truly deserves your attention. With consistent practice, this skill becomes intuitive, guiding your daily decisions naturally and effortlessly. You begin to experience more control over your life and less overwhelm from external pressures. Your days fill with meaningful work rather than frantic busyness. Your energy is spent on what sustains and fulfills rather than what merely distracts. This distinction also enables you to anticipate challenges, preparing in advance for important projects instead of reacting to last-minute urgencies. It allows you to set long-term goals with confidence, knowing you can manage the urgent tasks without losing sight of your purpose. Over time, this practice builds resilience, adaptability, and focus, qualities essential for success in any domain. Learning to differentiate urgency from importance is one of the most valuable skills for navigating complexity and change effectively. Using morning awareness as a compass to lead yourself and others is a powerful approach that sets the tone for your entire day and influences the way you navigate life's challenges and opportunities. The morning is a unique moment, a fresh beginning that offers clarity, calm, and possibility. When you harness this early period with awareness, it becomes more than just a time to wake up physically. It becomes a time to orient yourself intentionally, align your mindset, and lead with purpose both internally and outwardly. The practice of morning awareness begins with cultivating a state of presence right at the start of your day. This means waking up not just in body, but in mind and spirit. Instead of rushing immediately into tasks, distractions, or the noise of the world, you pause to become fully awake and centered. This moment of stillness provides a kind of internal compass, a point of reference that helps you navigate the day ahead with greater clarity and intention. When you use this awareness as a compass, you are effectively setting a deliberate direction for your day. Rather than reacting to external demands or circumstances as they arise, you take a moment to identify what truly matters. This practice helps you prioritize your actions according to your values and goals, rather than being swept away by urgency or distraction. It's an act of leadership first toward yourself, leading your own thoughts, emotions, and energy, and then outwardly toward others. Leading yourself with morning awareness means developing self-mastery. It means recognizing that your thoughts and feelings are not random or uncontrollable, but are signals you can observe and guide. By beginning your day with conscious attention, you set a tone of calm and focus that influences how you handle stress, make decisions, and engage with people. This internal leadership creates resilience because you are less likely to be derailed by unexpected challenges or negative emotions. Moreover, this internal compass enhances your emotional intelligence. When you start your day aware of your inner state, you become better at regulating your emotions and responding rather than reacting. This emotional regulation enables you to maintain composure and empathy, which are essential for effective leadership and collaboration. When you lead yourself well, you create a ripple effect that positively impacts your relationships and environment. Using morning awareness as a compass also means being intentional about the messages you give yourself. The inner dialogue you cultivate in these early moments shapes your confidence, motivation, and mindset. For example, choosing to focus on gratitude, possibility, or commitment to your purpose fuels positive momentum. Conversely, letting negative self-talk or worry take hold can set a tone of doubt and resistance. By consciously directing your thoughts, you influence the trajectory of your day and the energy you bring to your interactions. This practice is a form of preparation and calibration. Just as a captain uses a compass to chart a course before setting sail, you use morning awareness to clarify your direction before entering the busy currents of daily life. Without this calibration, it's easy to become lost in the sea of competing demands, distractions, and emotional turbulence. With it, you maintain alignment with your true north. Morning awareness also strengthens your ability to lead others because leadership is rooted in presence and authenticity. When you are grounded in awareness, you show up more fully and genuinely. People sense this presence and are more likely to trust, follow, and be inspired by you. Your clarity and calm become a stabilizing force in groups, helping teams navigate uncertainty and complexity with confidence. Furthermore, using this awareness as a compass enhances your capacity for strategic thinking. It allows you to step back from immediate pressures and consider the bigger picture. This perspective is critical for effective leadership, where short-term decisions must align with long-term vision. Morning reflection or mindfulness practices support this broader view, enabling you to anticipate challenges, identify opportunities, and make deliberate choices. Integrating morning awareness into your leadership style also encourages continuous growth. By regularly checking in with yourself, you become more attuned to your strengths, weaknesses, and areas for development. This self-knowledge is crucial for authentic leadership because it fosters humility and openness to learning. Leaders who cultivate awareness are less defensive and more adaptable, which builds stronger, more resilient teams. The practice also supports ethical leadership. When you lead yourself from a place of clarity and intentionality, you are more likely to act with integrity and align your actions with your values. This alignment is visible to others and strengthens your credibility and influence. Leading from awareness helps you navigate moral dilemmas and complex decisions with a steady compass. On a practical level, using morning awareness as a compass can take many forms depending on your preferences and lifestyle. Some people find value in meditation, breathing exercises, or journaling as ways to connect with their inner state and clarify their priorities. Others might use quiet reflection, reading inspirational material, or setting specific intentions for the day. The key is to create a consistent routine that grounds you before external distractions take over. In organizational contexts, leaders who model this practice often encourage similar habits within their teams. They understand that individual awareness contributes to collective effectiveness. By promoting moments of reflection and intentionality, they foster cultures of mindfulness, focus, and shared purpose. This culture enhances communication, creativity, and resilience. Morning awareness also enables better time management. When you lead yourself with a clear compass, you allocate your time and energy more wisely. You avoid the trap of overcommitting or reacting to every demand and instead choose tasks and interactions that align with your highest priorities. This focused approach leads to greater productivity and fulfillment. Importantly, this practice nurtures compassion for yourself and others. Awareness brings kindness and patience as you recognize that leadership is a journey with ups and downs. When challenges arise, your grounded presence allows you to respond with empathy and constructive solutions rather than frustration or blame. This approach also reduces anxiety and overwhelm. Starting the day with a clear compass provides a sense of control and possibility. It prevents you from feeling scattered or powerless in the face of complexity. Instead, you move forward with confidence and clarity, which positively affects your energy and well-being. Using morning awareness as a compass aligns with the principle that leadership starts from within. You cannot effectively lead others if you are disconnected from yourself. This internal alignment is the foundation for authenticity, influence, and impact. It supports a leadership style that is grounded, responsive, and visionary. Over time, the habit of morning awareness builds resilience to external pressures. When you consistently orient yourself at the start of the day, you develop a stronger capacity to maintain focus, adapt to change, and inspire others through example. This resilience is critical in today's fast-paced and often unpredictable environments. This practice also encourages you to embrace vulnerability and authenticity. By tuning into your true feelings and thoughts each morning, you accept your humanity and imperfections. This acceptance allows you to lead with openness and genuine connection rather than facades or defensiveness. Moreover, morning awareness fosters gratitude and positivity. Beginning your day with acknowledgement of what you appreciate sets an optimistic tone that influences your interactions and decisions. This positivity is contagious and helps build a supportive and motivated community around you. Using morning awareness as a compass is not about rigid control or perfectionism. It is about creating a flexible, intentional foundation that supports your well-being and effectiveness. It invites you to lead from a place of centeredness, wisdom, and compassion rather than reactivity or obligation. This compass guides you to make choices that reflect your true priorities and aspirations. It helps you navigate distractions and challenges with steadiness and grace. It empowers you to show up as the leader you want to be, for yourself and those you serve. The practice deepens your self-awareness and sharpens your focus. It enhances your ability to inspire and mobilize others toward shared goals. It cultivates patience and clarity in moments of uncertainty. It grounds your leadership in purpose and presence. As you integrate morning awareness into your life, you may find that leadership becomes less about exerting control and more about guiding with intention and empathy. You develop a greater sense of agency and influence, rooted in knowing yourself and your direction. This internal compass becomes a source of strength and stability, helping you maintain balance amid the inevitable ups and downs of life. It supports sustained motivation and resilience, enabling you to persevere through challenges. Ultimately, using morning awareness as a compass connects you to a deeper sense of meaning and contribution. It transforms your mornings into a sacred time of preparation and alignment that shapes the trajectory of your entire day.